Hi y'all, it's Susan, and this is part 4 of our box and stationery set, or desk set, whatever you want to call it. I have been thinking and racking my brain on how I can make a book for it that is different. But anyway, at the end of video 3, I told you we were done with the box. We're not really done with the box. We're done with the box construction and the paper. And that last gluing that I did, it worked perfectly. So I am in good shape there. So the box is complete. It is ready to be fully decorated, but we're not going to do that yet. We're going to do that last. So it's very pretty, y'all. It turned out really nice. And I'm still going to Mod Podge it. And I haven't done that yet. Just to kind of give y'all another once over on the box. And I still need to put something on the bottom. And then the drawer is complete. See that? Alright, so I came up with an idea for the book. I might need to put this over here. Okay, I came up with an idea for the book. I am going to use my Bind It All, or my Zutter, whatever that thing is called. Yeah, it is called the Bind It All. Alright, so I've used it once before and I loved it. And I was going to do a hardbound book, but the more I thought about it, the more I kind of wanted to do this. And I was messing around on how to cut and fold the paper, and this is not going to be overly interactive, though it will be some interactive, but not overly so. So I've already folded and cut one of my pages, and basically this is going to hold a tag here. This will be a pocket at the top. I'll seal the bottom. As you can see, it's folded here. I'm actually going to seal the bottom there, and that will hold a tag in there. And then you open it up, and it has the little pockets, whatever you want to call them. And then when you open it up, it has a pocket on the inside. And then there's just some plain cardstock paper that I cut. I wanted to stamp it, but I didn't have the right stamps. So instead of, waiting and buying it, I'm just going to do it. I'm impatient, what can I say? So this side has a pocket here. This goes inside here. And then that's the back. And then I decided that this is the alphabet right here. And so I will need 6 of those for each letter set. Because this is going to be an address book. That's the idea. That's the thought. So it will be an address book, and it'll be, on the first one, it'll be A to D. The second one will be E to H, and so on. So basically what I did was I took a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I already punched it. I was testing the punch, y'all. I was just making sure that my holes were going to be in the right place, and I lucked out. I did have a test strip, and I did it differently on the test strip, so it didn't work out so well. But then I did it a different way. Basically what I did was, this is 7 inches in length. I figured that the size of my box, a book that is 7 by 4 will fit in there nicely, and you'll be able to pull it up without, needing a nail file or something to lift it up. If I made it too big, then it would be hard to put your fingers in there and pull it out, because it's actually going to be in the drawer, in the bottom drawer, and then note cards will be on the top. So what I did is I laid it on the side here, punched it, and then I flipped it and made sure that and terminated it here. So I just basically went, I put this in there like that, and then I flipped it and put this in here like that, and my holes laid perfectly. And I was like, no way, because I just knew it was not going to work out properly, So I mean, they look pretty perfect. I don't see any spacing difference, and there's the same gap on either side. And it also fits on my ring perfectly. So there will be 6 of these in the binder or binding ring or whatever. And so it'll open up and you'll have paper where you can write addresses. Honestly, it can be used for anything, but I'm going to make an address book out of it. So there you go. And I only have black. Well, you know, actually I might not be right there. I might need to look. But even if I only had black and maybe I didn't want black, I might spray paint it just to give you all an idea of what you could do if you didn't have the color you needed. Okay, so I'm just going to keep this in here so it doesn't get separated. And I'm going to put it over to the side. And I've already cut, I took a 12 by 12 piece of paper. Oh, you know what? That's quite a shadow, isn't it? Let me figure out this light. I wonder... Sorry, y'all. My light situation is not that great. Oh, and you know what? That'll have to work. My lighting above is not very good, though I think y'all are getting a better light than I actually have. So I cut a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I cut it down to 9 by 12. So this is a 9 by 12 piece of paper. And, you know, I don't know if somebody's done this already. It's very possible. I could have seen it somewhere. I don't know where, if I did. I basically just thought how I could fold the paper and get, I wanted pockets, you know, and so if you've done this before, please just let me know and I'll give you credit for it. But honestly, I just came up with this without looking at videos. Alright, so basically, and honestly, it doesn't matter to me. I just love books, and I will definitely, I'll scrap lift your idea for sure, but I'll at least admit it. Okay. Alright, so this is a 12 by 9 sheet of paper, and I basically take my scoreboard, and I know y'all really can't see this, but this is real simple measurements, very simple, and I've already actually scored this, but so you have on your 12-inch side, you're going to score 4, 4, and then you're going to flip it where your bottom is on this side, on the left side, score at 2. 2 is going to make the pocket, and it's going to fold up, and it's going to make your whole sheet size 7 inches. So very simple. It's just a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, 4 and 4, flip it, and then on this area where your pocket's going to be, 2. I am using this Prima paper, so it is a very nice weight. It is as thick as any cardstock that I use to make a book, okay, if not a tiny bit thicker. I'm not sure what the weight of it is, but it is a very nice thickness. So I would recommend, if you do this, I would recommend to do double-sided, just so you don't have to worry about the white back, unless you like the white back. So I'm actually fortunate here where I have 2 sides, and actually the contrast of the patterns make a big deal, right? Because some patterns have to go a certain way, so you want to think about that before you fold your pocket up. For instance, this is one that I've already kind of folded. Yes, I did cut her off, but I had to make that sacrifice. I know she's beautiful, but I had to make that sacrifice because I wanted the pocket. The pocket was very important to me. So you can still see her pretty face, but she is cut off. So had this been a pattern, say, for instance, if you were doing this, well, that wouldn't look quite right. So just keep that in mind. You might want a pattern on one side, and then a diagonally specific pattern. Does it even make sense? You know what I'm trying to say. All right, so now I have this nice contrasting pocket here. All right, so I have all my papers already cut, and I have scored most of them. I think I have scored that one. I have scored this one. I thought there was one left that I hadn't scored. So this is 1, 2, 3. Yep, this one. I haven't scored this one yet. Alright, so I'm going to put the 12 by 12 side up, and then I'm just going to score it 4 and 4. I mean 8. You know, just this is a real simple pattern. So, yeah, see, I'm losing my butterfly, but it doesn't, in the long run, I don't think it's going to matter much, because once it's decorated and that kind of thing, it'll be really pretty. And then so we just fold this up like that, and let me go back down here to my dirty desk here. Sorry, let's make it look more pleasant. I'm just going to fold that end like that. That's probably making all kinds of noise, so I apologize. And then when I fold this, and actually, nope, I can't do that. See, I was thinking to flip this over to the other side so I'd have the contrast on this side, but the butterfly would be upside down, so that would just be silly. Okay, alright, so what we are going to do is, I have to remember which way I folded this. Okay, so this folds your pocket. It's going to fold in like that. And then this end, so it's just basically a Z-fold, right? Just a Z-fold. And the front pocket is going to be where the tag goes. So you just want that to be folded over like that. So this is the 12 by 7, and you're just going to fold this one up and this one over. Very simple. This is not a hard one at all. I wanted to use the bind it all, but I wanted to have some paper crafting in it as well. So I apologize, y'all, if this is really loud. I know this plastic table transfers noise like crazy. So I'm basically just making sure all my edges are nice and flat. Okay, and this paper is really good for not cracking too, I noticed. So if before you commit into all your sheets and all of that, you know, before you start folding and cutting, you might want to just take a piece of paper. If it's Prima, it's probably going to work great. If it's Graphic 45, it's probably going to work great. DCWV, depends on the paper. I probably wouldn't fold that paper. I think I have folded that paper before, and I don't think I was happy with the way it folded. But that's because they have different textures, right? The high gloss and the glitter. So really, as long as you test it before you do it, make sure you're happy with the way it folds. Prima, you're probably going to be spot on. So, and there's no cracks in it. The folds look really good. Okay, so that's 2. And I'm just going to put it over here to the side while I fold all these other ones. And yeah, I could have done without the pocket, but you know, when you have address, if you're like me, I'm kind of lazy when it comes to addresses. I tear them off the envelope, you know, or I rip them off the package, and then I stick them somewhere, you know, and until I have I have a thought in my mind that it would be nice to put it in a digital format, or you know, or put it in a nice address book or something like that. I just might not ever get around to it. So probably what happens is I have a drawer with you know, loose addresses. I know I've got some here. Oh yeah, there's over here in the box, but of things that I've bought from people, I'll save the addresses. So I thought, instead of throwing them in a drawer, if you weren't ready to properly transfer them into their home, you just stick them in here. That's my idea. That's what I'm thinking, y'all. So that's the reason for all the little pockets. Because the idea is if you write them, they'll be on the nice cardstock. And I have these great Prima butterfly paper clips too. I think I'm going to use those to make the different divisions in the alphabet. Somehow I'm going to use those for tabs. And I don't know which one I showed you. Okay, yeah. Oh, wow, that really kind of freaked me out for a minute. I thought, wow, those are exactly alike, but they're really not. They're different. Okay. So yeah, all my girls are they are all cut off, but I couldn't do anything to prevent that. Just the placement, the original placement of them. So it's just the way it worked out. And when you fold it, you might want to try to manipulate it to where it folds perfectly straight if for some reason it doesn't look straight before you actually use the bone folder, because the bone folder will help you. It will help you to straighten it out if it looks a little off. So, and you know, technically, y'all, you could use this page in the hard binded book with the hidden hinge. All you would do is you would just you'd make a little paper hinge and put it here, and then you would use this area to put your hinge into it, and then you could put your tag in there. So I did think about that. I mean, I was trying to think of different ways that I could do it, but I just decided that I really wanted to do the bind it all. I just thought it would be more comfortable when you're writing the addresses in there to be able to flip it open, versus, though it would look nicer with the harder binding or spine, whatever you want to call it. It just wouldn't be practical if you were actually using it for an address book, in my opinion. So, all right. So just doing a Z fold where the pocket is on the top, and that one turned out to be really pretty, even though she has made her way inside. So, yeah. But that's okay. They're not, when they design this paper, they're not thinking about, you know, that necessarily, so I don't blame them. It just is what it is. And, you know, I kind of like the contrast, too. I mean, I really do. I wouldn't do it if I didn't, so. Okay. And so I figured that, just so I can reiterate, and if you want to write that down, I tried to do it as even as I could. I'm not the best at this, but it's going to be 6 pages, so. Alright, so that one, I just love every sheet. And I will tell you what, y'all, after I make note cards, I might have a few sheets left, but I will be surprised. And don't be surprised if I do something else completely, because I have a couple sheets left. Because I'm just, you know, the scraps are running me out of house and home. Which when I made that mini album the other day, I used a 6x6 paper pad, and I really loved how I don't even know that if I had any scraps that were even worth saving. I mean, I don't think I did. I don't think I had a single sheet of that. Or I had 2 pieces that I tried to kind of put together to make a, you know, a photo mat, and it wasn't happening, so I just said, okay, whatever. And threw it away. So 6x6 seems to be the way to go. Sometimes. I love my 12x12s though. I'm automatically drawn to 12x12s. It's harder for me to stop and look at a 6x6. I feel like I don't have enough with 6x6, which is probably not true at all. Although I did use the glitzy paper in that last mini album that I made, and that did stretch it quite a bit. If I wouldn't have had the glitzy paper, which I use the glitzy paper because I love it. I mean, it's glitter, you know, it's sparkly, so I love it. But had I not had a paper like that to supplement it, I might have been a little bummed because I would have been short. I would have had to have used plain cardstock. Okay, so I have all these folded, and I don't know how wide they're going to be in that in that cinch little thingy. I'm hoping not too wide. What I thought is if it was too wide and I had issue turning the pages, I might take off part of something. So we'll address that in a bit. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut my cardstock, and 12 by 12 would be better because you'll get more cuts. But basically I just used 8.5 by 11 because I happen to have that in ivory, and I cut the paper about 1/4 of an inch off of the 7 by 4, so it would be 6 3/4 by 3 3/4, something like that. Where's my ruler? Gosh, y'all, I still need to buy another ruler. Yeah, I mean it's about 1/4. Yeah, about 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and punch these. And if you have any questions about doing this is actually very easy to do, y'all. So maybe I will do the last one on the video, just so you can see how it works if you've never seen one of these. And I am no expert, pardon my bad English, but I just got this sort of not too long ago, and I've only used it once. This is my second time, so it seems to work the way I've been using it, so it is what it is. I haven't had a problem yet. Okay, alright, so when I come back, I will have this book ready to close the little bindy thingamajigger. Alright, I'll talk to you in a bit.